What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Coffee Break with me and Mike Stone. I'm going to bring Mike here and back in a minute. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. This is our first show back in a little while, so we're going to introduce. Mike's going to introduce some new coffee flavors and stuff for us. So let me bring him in right now. Mike, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, my camera's a little bit
It's our first show back in a little while. We're a little rusty, guys, so stay tuned. If we knock something off or sound goes off or something, let us know. We're back here live tonight. So Mike, you're doing better. I know you and Eric wasn't feeling good last week. I got a hold of both of y'all and you said you weren't a little under the weather there. So
yeah, I got COVID. So I had COVID. So I just now.
Oh, you froze up, Mike. Technical difficulties, guys. We'll be in 1 second. Thank you, Austin, stopping by. You back?
Yeah.
There you go. Got froze up. Yeah, you and Eric the same way. You and Eric got the same week. I know. I was like, because I was telling Eric, I said we'll do a show. He wasn't feeling good. You wasn't. I was like, man. I said we'll have to delay it till next week. We start a show. So. Everything's doing good now. You're feeling better and back to 100% going.
Just like the post COVID syndrome, because I think it's like the second time I had it. So the first time it was like before everyone else got it. It was just like 2 years ago, like just when it hit the scene and hit the news that, I remember the first few. People who got it in Okeechobee, I'm probably one of the first few because I got this horrible flu that was nothing like I got before, and it was textbook. It was textbook COVID. I never got tested for it, but it was like I lost my sense of taste. Everything associated with it. I had those symptoms. So, and so I remember. Coming home and feeling like it all hit me at once. Like I felt like I got hit by a truck. Like my whole body was aching. I was hot and cold at the same time. And as soon as I had that same feeling, like the last time I had it, I was like, I have COVID. So I had a home test. I took it. Sure enough, within a minute of taking the test, Yeah. So
that's what I called to Eric. Eric said he called me the same thing because I was talking to him. I said, we just want to try doing a stream. And he says, dude, I'm not feeling good either. And he got tested. I said, you got tested? I was like, man, I say, everybody, I said, one little time there. So I said, we'll just have to do something next week. So do y'all get feeling better? But Austin, thank you for stopping by. And definitely we got to get back to the late night snack show this fall. We have to get that going, especially with all this wrestling news and all that, because Austin's a big wrestling fan and got some great news on that. So we'll definitely get back on that this fall. LDG's thank you for stopping by. This might be a quick stream tonight. I might say we had some stuff to do, so we just want to get back to start streaming again. So it gets. I know Mike's had some flavors coming out. We'll see how they were doing. My wife loves the cinnamon bun. Eric, I talked to him. That blueberry cobbler, he loves that with the cream. When you put that blueberry cream and stuff, he said that thing is like the bomb. So it's like, so how's the sales going on? They doing still really good on them too? Or you probably sold out on them?
They sold out. To explain like how good they are, they sold out twice back to back.
Wow.
It sold out faster the second time because I had I actually fudged up.
It might be freezing up a little bit. Guys, we had a little technical difficulties, so Mike's he'll be right back in a second. I forgot to say thank you, everybody. We hit 1K subs this past week. We're still shooting for the stars. Working on the watch hours. So, guys, if you get a chance, check out some of the older videos, older streams. I've got some great content on it. I got everything. Watch everything. If you want to watch all those things, we got me and Mike. We got like 6, 7, 8 shows. Me and Austin had the late night snacks, about 6, 7 shows. Some old shows from last year from me and Eric from the Metal Taco Show. I mean, they're a little rough, guys. So don't they're not Johnny Carson or Tonight Show quality yet. But some of the great stuff. There's some good little moments in there. We had some guests and stuff. Our Mike's back. All right, so I was late because you were froze up there a second. But check it out, guys. Like I said, me and Mike had some great shows. We had some guests in there. And we're gonna improve it. And we're gonna bring more guests and more cool stuff. So guys, check them out, guys. But all right, Mike, let me get back with you since I got done froze.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it's my connection issue. I don't know, but yeah, we sold out. So I'm still sold out because that week of COVID really killed me because it was a critical transition point.
Oh
I was to make all those plans for what I want to do at the end of the month and transition into the season. So now, so it's like for a business owner, like if you don't work, you don't make money for your business. So, we, short an entire week of funding because, it's just me and I had to get some help here and there, but luckily I was able to get everything out because we recycled and did a smaller resale of the new products, and it sold out within a few hours. So I made the mention on TikTok, and so they grabbed it up very, very fast. And so I was not expecting the blueberry cobbler to be as good as it was going to be. I mean, I knew it was going to be good. But we worked really hard on it, and it ended up being better than the other ones. So we actually went back to the drawing board and was like, how can we make the cinnamon roll better? And we actually improved it a little bit. It was already phenomenal. Like I already had the recipe down, but you could always sort of improve, you know what I mean? Make it better. So
I tried the cinnamon roll. It was good. I wanted to try the blueberry because you gave me a little sample pack. My kids drank it up when I was at work. So I came home and it was gone. I was like, it smelled good. I was like, damn it. I was like, y'all drink it up without me trying it.
Yeah. But, so with the loss of time, I've just been uberly stressed out because I have basically, as much as I hate it, it's kind of like equivalent to when Walmart brings out, holiday stuff in mid-September. So if you're a small business, as much as you hate it, that basically starts the time scale. So it's like still August and everyone wants to skip the month of September. Wawa's already has their pumpkin spice out. Dunkin' Donuts just released theirs, and Starbucks officially announced that on the 29th they'll be launching their pumpkin spice, or they already have it because it's franchised. Some Starbucks are different, so they might already have theirs. So what does that mean for me? Well, those plans have changed, really put a lot of pressure on me. So without really having doing a lot of polls or a lot of research or trying to decide, because I really was just going to trash the seasonal coffees that I had last year, just come out with new ones. So I was like, well, I'm running out of time, with all the new stuff coming out. So I'm like, so I rehashed a new idea. So my idea is this: by the end of the month, we are going to be bringing back our pumpkin spice and restock for blueberry cobbler and cinnamon roll. So we'll have those three ready to rock and roll. I just made a huge supply order, also a big stressor, because right now we're trying to reinvest back into the business without, because every time we do really well with sales and we have to like make another investment to get us to another level, we've had some dings and hits throughout the year, with Coastal, including not only being, I had this company like totally fraud us. So we were frauded by, thousands of dollars of equipment that we were supposed to get, which I never got back and I never won. So it's just been a crazy, like, you want to know what the hardest thing with running a business, if anybody's watching, the hardest thing once you get a business up and running is the part of mitigating risk in order to scale your business. So if you're a small business and you have a low budget and you have a small consumer base, whether it be 100 customers, 200 customers, 1,000 customers, whatever, we have a relatively good sized consumer base, but the problem is getting it to that next level from small business to mid business, and then hopefully to maybe, $500,000 business, quarter, $1 million business. So you basically, every time you reinvest in the business, you stay broke, so people think like you're doing well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you've got all this money. I'm like, that's not true, because if you keep increasing your expenditures and your liabilities in the business, you'll go broke and you'll die and you'll be so stressed out. So that's why they say women are better in small business or at home-based businesses, because they're better at managing stress and mitigating risk. So I've been going through just the worst amount of stress because of just, hits here and there. We're making all the right moves and all the right decisions. So I think we have a really good green light ahead of us as far as the season is concerned. We do have some coffees that will be coming out later, because I figured if we get the pumpkin spice out, the one that everybody wants, we have September, October. Really, we have 2 full months to kind of play around with other things. We already have labels made. For example, we do have a new espresso that we've been working on, but basically it's kind of like, do we come out with the espresso or do we come out with the pumpkin spice?
That's the
Cuban
coffee.
Pretty much the decision is already made for me. Like, all the other mainstream businesses, they're like, well, we already have it out. Literally, like, there are content creators who have, hundreds, thousands more followers than me, and they've already done 6-7 videos on pumpkin spice, and it's like August. So I'm like, that pretty much tells you what you have to do. And in my case, so a lot of things that I want to do have been put on the back burner. So it is what it is. We do have some good coffees sitting there. So my idea is I'm going to bring back the pumpkin spice that everyone loves, except for it's going to be the same name, but it's going to be newly updated, where we've totally changed the profile. It was a little bit too spicy in flavor, and it had some issues with like having like staleness or just not having the right taste. I've been having issues with the flavoring with that, but we totally changed the recipe and made it 100 times better than what it ever was. And it was already good. So it'll be the new limited edition pumpkin spice that'll be coming out. So I'm excited about that. And then 2, I have plenty of room to come out with another holiday one. So the one that was a peppermint cookie, we're basically going to come out with one that nobody has seen, because we have plenty of time to do that, because we have the whole month of September, October, and generally speaking, right, like a week before Thanksgiving, I come out with another holiday one. So we'll have the pumpkin one. It'll go all the way through the month of December, and then we'll come out with like, maybe like a gingerbread man, or I have a few ideas. I haven't really made it yet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, everybody wants the pumpkin right now. Everybody's crazy. Everybody gets that around August. They get that pumpkin craze. And by Thanksgiving, everybody don't want to see a pumpkin anymore after that. But right now you got to do it. You got to do it, or you miss out.
Funny story. Like, remember how we did the Christmas in July thing? So the two coffees that were there, those were the labels from last year. Those two items. So they're categorically seasonal, so they're seasonal items. So everyone knows those labels and everything. So the one that everyone's familiar with, the pumpkin spice, the name of it's Pimentel. So that's the one that's coming back. So I was like a little bit frustrated, like, because of how soon it just seems like, what's more annoying than like going to like Lowe's and it's like hot as hell outside. It's August, and you already see in the back room, you already see all their Christmas decorations out, holiday stuff's already out. They're already making room for it. And so what's more annoying than that to me is like, it's the middle of, effing August, and like pumpkin spice is already here, so I was going to do like a bunch of TikToks, and just be, be like this, just very frustrated Englishman, talking about like, man, we got to give these pumpkin farmers a break,
Yeah.
But then I was like, you're not really obliged to do that, because you just did a Christmas in July thing. It's like, you can't really, you know what I mean? And so it's like, so if I were to do that, it would only take, like a minute for one of my followers to be like, hey, didn't you just do that Christmas in July sale? You were doing it before. You were doing that during the summer. So who's to blame? So I was like, I got it. It was just an idea throughout at that time. Wasn't the best idea. But yeah, next year, just for disclosure, next year we won't be doing a Christmas in July, because we didn't sell that much coffee, and it was just sort of like an idea that I had in my mind. Yeah, so whatever.
Maybe do a great pumpkin. You can do a great pumpkin thing from the Charlie Brown, So,
yeah.
Guys, anybody in the chat? If you got any questions for Mike, anything about coffee, you can shoot them away. We'll pop them up there. Anything with coffee, upcoming flavors, different. Like I said, we're coming into that pumpkin season. We're coming into Candy King season. It's going to be busy for Mike. This is like all these special holiday stuff. He's having to produce a little extra on top of all the other flavors and stuff he does. So guys, you got any question about it, send them away. We'll try to answer them as best we can.
Yeah. I've been kind of cut away from social media. A lot of it's just because, when you're sick and, not feeling well, it's like you just don't even want to try, to be. Plus, like, I am like beyond the point where like I've never given myself a break with social media. So yeah, I've kind of been struggling with some things. TikTok's been giving me a lot of issues and stuff. So they've gotten real strict and very biased with their platform. And so there's creators who, no one bats an eye, no matter what kind of style of video they do, especially if it's like somebody who's duetting and judging or something like that. So they'll be like rating somebody else's content. Say it's like a chef, i.e. like Gordon Ramsay or something like somebody big has got a lot of money, not a problem. But like small content creators, we got to be careful because, I did just a very, very like playful videos, like duet videos. And by the way, these were done months ago. These were filmed probably 4 or 5 months ago. So it's been some time. I totally did. I do so many videos, like I post so much content that that I don't even like. And so I got these notifications. 3 of my videos that I did with this one content creator who has like 10 million followers. So guess who has more money? The person who has 10 million followers or me? 10 million, because this person has, you know, probably a lot of deals and a lot of ad deals, and does like, you know, has a lot of collab deals. So she probably makes almost all of her money off TikTok and through like deals and stuff. So like, so I do these videos, and they basically flagged me for violating community guidelines. And like literally the only 2 things I said was like a funny joke about boba tea and a straw. That was it. And it wasn't even dirty. It wasn't even like the specific rules that TikTok is say, if you're going to duet something, if you're attacking the person, like them personally, you know, you're tearing them down, that would make sense. But never, not once have I ever like been the person who's, you know, defaming somebody. You know what I mean? It's about the subject. So say somebody's making a pie. Could you imagine like Gordon Ramsay and how mean he is when he's like watching people do stuff like on Hell's Kitchen? I'm not even that. I'm not even like that. Like I don't even I don't even like name call like I used to at the beginning, because I had trouble at the beginning because I was a little bit too harsh at the beginning. But I softened the character, and I became a lot more round with the character and more pliable with the character, because we were experimenting with a little different things. And I actually gained a lot more views because of his variety of content. Well, apparently not. So I learned a thing, like if it's somebody who has more than 5 million followers, you best not even duet their stuff. Like unless the video they posted was a joke and they're like doing something to like trigger somebody, that's a good video for like somebody like me to do, because I'm somebody who reacts to content, you know. So if somebody's like making coffee out of mud or something, you know, obviously they're not being serious, but like I actually got dinged because these videos were actually like content that they were using high-end equipment. They were trying to do a tutorial, and it wasn't a joke, but I just was making a joke out of it. And you can't even joke on social media. You know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's Facebook. And Facebook, you can't even. Thanks, Basco. Thanks for stopping by.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, especially Facebook. Yeah, they'll ding you some 2 years ago, and it's a joke. I actually on Facebook. If they hadn't took it away, because I sort of went against, wrote against it. You know how the Simpsons, predict stuff and all that. You know how you always see this like, and people post it, and it was a reshare. Supposedly there was an episode. I just reshared something I saw where this monkeypox going around. They actually, and it probably, I haven't watched the Simpsons, and most of the time it is true. You know, all this stuff. You know, Simpsons somehow comes back. And I just reshared it. Showed that Homer, he was with a monkey on the couch, and next thing he's got these rashes. And then Facebook gave me a 90-day shadow ban for that. I was like, hey, Facebook can go to hell, I mean, I've just reposted something else. It wasn't like offensive or nothing. It was just like, what? They said that I'm sending out false messages, I mean, this is a problem with today. Are you allowed to have an opinion? It's like, this is the only set thing is truth, and nothing else is, nobody can have opinion. It's like I say, Mike, your background is green. To me, if it's green to me, hey, you say, okay, it's blue in my eyes, but if it's green, okay, whatever. But, nobody can have an opinion about nothing anymore. If the dog walks the street or this, or, it's everybody, it's like everybody's too sensitive or too toxic, or nobody can like have an opinion about nothing anymore. It's crazy how we have become.
Yeah, and like, and I hate to say it, but like TikTok is a little worse than Facebook and Instagram, in my opinion, because they are money driven by the user. And what does that mean? Whereas like Facebook is also money driven too. You know, they make all their money based on advertising and all that. We all know that. But it's it's driven by decisions, of people who run Facebook, right? But the way TikTok is situated and where the algorithm works is that most, if not all, the big corporations that invest their dollars are looking for users to push their products. So really, it's the user's demand. So if the user say, and this is literally what happened, because I can't really think of what else could have happened, because like originally they lied to me. They said the content in which that violated the guidelines said that it was because the original video violated user guidelines, which for me, if I'm looking at it and I'm seeing it, somebody has like millions of followers, 9 times out of 10, generally what that means is that user used specific content or equipment that was copyright, or well, it was an infringement of copyright or an infringement of something they're using. Say if they're using a piece of equipment or whatever that the company, which they just didn't have the right to use or whatever, which happens when you have that many followers. But it wasn't that, because I kind of let it slide, and they didn't even give me the option to appeal, which is another effed up thing, because like generally if it's something you do, you can appeal it, right?
Oh yeah.
But because the violation had to do with the original content, because it was something I was duetting. It was, it's not my original content. Because the original content wasn't available, I don't have the option to make an appeal. Only if that original content passes through the appeal of the original creator.
Oh wow.
So I was like, yeah, that's fine. So if she gets her, I'm sure she'll get it straightened out, whatever. So I'll just let it wait. So I didn't delete my videos, just nobody could view it. Well, I go to further investigate, and I go to actually click on the link of the video that I duetted, and it's back up, her whole account. Because like when I originally clicked on her account, all of her videos, like you couldn't see any of her videos. You could follow this user, but you couldn't view any of their content. So I'm like, so maybe they got shadow banned, or maybe they violated some copyright stuff, which happens a lot on TikTok. But everything's back in normal for her. So really what happened was she reported all 3 of my videos. And who are they going to listen to? Are they going to listen to a small creator or her who has 10 million followers and makes all of her money? So I'm not even obliged to appeal, because the way they did it is they made it a violation on like saying it's the original video issue. But no, when you actually go through the settings, the privacy settings, and you actually look at the actual like violation, it says, no, you have violated. I'm like, by making a joke about boba tea and a straw, I'm like, holy crap.
Well, they better not see my because I made fun of Boba Fett show with Boba Tea. So they better not watch that. They'll give me a call. So I'm not familiar with TikTok. Is TikTok, how does that work when you do a violation? Do you get a copyright strike, or how does that, where they can take you down or something? Or how does that work on TikTok? Because I've never really, I did a little TikTok, but I've not really got into it. So
like for me, like when I actually violated some guidelines, one had to do with music, another had to do with just when I originally started my channel, he was very like it. Okay, when you're somebody like Gordon Ramsay, you could be as insulting and mean as he is on Hell's Kitchen, because he has earned that. It's a show, whatever. So when a celebrity comes on TikTok, starts a channel, they're just kind of like, you know what? he doesn't really mean it, whatever. But when you come on as a new user and nobody knows who you are and you're just this mean a-hole, that character kind of ran into some issues because I did violate some guidelines because it was basically, it's kind of like, I don't know, you don't want to have content that makes the other user feel like that you're antagonizing them. So there's other words that I could use, like defaming or anything like that. So it's a tight line to walk, and especially now since their policies and rules are
on YouTube. There's some toxic people on YouTube that bash each other. So YouTube's a little different, I guess.
Yeah, like the amount of toxic. I mean, the amount of toxic material on TikTok is absolutely horrid. Like, the kind of stuff that you could find and still see. And granted, that stuff may be taken down, but there are users with millions of followers who are sourcing real misinformation, really starting, issues and topics and hate against, either genders or different races. And it's okay because it fits the overall agenda that we see in our world. So it just doesn't make sense when, like, here I am, I'm just being playful. We're talking about coffee here. I'm like saying a funny thing about a drink, and I can't even do that. So I basically waited for a few weeks to see if they would actually even read any of my other emails, because they didn't give me the option to appeal. So I was just like, you know what, forget it. Maybe one of the reasons why I feel like I'm being shadow banned, because I went from getting an average to 50 to 150,000 views per video. My last two videos, my last one only hit about 6,000 views. And the one before that just broke 5,000. And this is after a couple days. Mind you, my average video would break 10K in 50 minutes. Wow. 50 minutes, 10,000 people would see that video. Like, I have some high viral content. Like, I have some, that people have seen, have millions of views, And so when you start to see this, and it has nothing to do with algorithm change, because I scoured the internet. I mean, the TikTok user face, looking at people within my own community, some people that I follow, they'll post something that's far less interesting, and some of my brewing videos are very complex. It's entertainment plus coffee plus tutorial plus acting. So the amount of time and energy, it's easy for me to just be like this and be like, hey, I'm doing this and this and this. But when you think about the artist, the artist behind the content, I'm actually having to be the coffee snob and be an accent, be informed, have a script. This shit takes forever. So I post these videos, and I'm like, these types of videos that I know based on research and based on the year-long amount of content that I posted, on average should get 50K easy. I post it within a couple hours, only 2,000 views. That's like the equivalent of having 500 followers on Facebook and only your mom and your dog sees it. Because I have 200, I have 253,000 followers.
Yeah, shadow ban. Yeah, that's the same Facebook I posted one time. If anybody sees this, put yes, and I got like 2 people, man. So I was just testing Facebook that one time, because I don't give it. Like on this YouTube. You're using your fake for your business and all that. Yeah. I'm here to have fun. Be breaking the 1K, which I'm very thankful for.
Congrats!
It was just a challenge. It was just a challenge. I'm not planning on making money. I know a lot of people do YouTube for money and all that. My goal is, I want to get the watch hours. It's just a goal. Hey, see, I could do it. Hey, if I make a little money, buy a hamburger at McDonald's, hey, I'll be happy. Big deal. But I'm not planning on getting rolling of dollars falling from the ceiling and all that. So I doubt that's going to happen. Hey, I'm just trying to I'm making friends. Making friends. Like we're doing a fun show. I've sort of rebranded the channel. If you've seen the logo, it says Life. imagination, discovery, comedy, and more. So it's sort of the channel now. It's going to be a multiple things. Like right now, we're talking. This is well, it's sort of like discovery and imagination because we're talking about coffee. In fact, it's like we talked to Rob and we talk about the photography. We talk about it's like David. We got to get him about his painting. So, and we even talk about people. Different things, subjects. That's why it's not just we're just talking about Marvel. A lot of people we just talk about Marvel or just Star Wars or wrestling all the time. I want like real life. See, this is like real life. Imagination, which could be anything. A lot of people have imagination. How you created this coffee, discovery. How you discovered something. How you discovered how to make the coffee. And comedy. We're gonna have fun, and so that's why I've sort of tried like this. The goal of me is I'm not gonna be like money rolling down. Hey, it was the goal. I say I want to do this. I want to get 1,000 subs. If I get more, I love to get monetized. Just say, hey, I did it. It's just challenging. Just have fun with it. So,
yeah. And to like a lot of people, like, and like I said, congrats also as well. Like,
I appreciate
it's not easy because you got to give far abundantly more than what you're willing to receive. The channels that end up, they're like they come and go, like. They'll pop up and they'll be around for like maybe a year and then they'll be gone. It's because they're trying hard to sell something, and it's the opposite on social media. And I can tell you, because as a verified successful person on social media, people are like, what do I have to do? And I'm like, you really have to work hard. Like, I mean, this is work. This is hard work, and and hardly I'm just now starting to see money through TikTok. So I feel like if people really want to do this full time, that first full year is gonna pretty much be like walking through a desert. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but you have to abundantly give so much more to the people who follow you, and to provide great content, genuine content that people can take away from and learn from and want to come back and be a part of your journey. So exactly. I will say that is, if people are watching that, like right now, I'm not going through the best time. I'm kind of like in the wilderness. I'm kind of really struggling with content. I have a lot of great ideas and a lot of stuff that I filmed, but right now it's almost useless or pointless. So I've kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, it's time for the break. Maybe a day or two, just don't even like maybe film, but don't even worry about it, because the reality is, it's just sort of like pretty much taken a piece of my life, and and I've not been able to. It's really affecting my mental health and all that stuff, which isn't good. But it's part of it, and you'll go through it. And I tell people, you just have to keep striving and grinding the way with social media. It takes a tremendous lot of work. A lot of people don't understand how much work it actually takes. Like, there are people, they'll try a few things and what doesn't work, and they just keep trying the same thing over and over again. And so like, people I put in all this work and they tried, it's like, oh, it's not worth doing. And I'm like, it's like, if we were to put side by side how much work one person puts into a video versus how much I put into a video, you would be blown away. You'd be like, oh, dang. And it's like, yeah, when I posted that video, guess what? I got the same amount of views you did. So how does that feel? How do you look at yourself in the mirror after like not showering? Like, I literally was in pajamas for 2 days straight. I hadn't showered for 3 days, only ate maybe once or twice. I don't even remember eating. I was dehydrated. I worked so hard on this film, and it just totally flopped. Most people don't have the will or integrity to keep going, but I did. And so when people ask me, how did you grow your channel? It's like, I've been through the worst of the worst. I just didn't want to quit. And so, like I said, like whether it's reaching 1,000 followers or, you know, 1,000,000 followers, both are the same. Like, and the people who are like, you know, I see a lot of people like they whine and complain. It's like, oh, I can't grow my channel. It's like, how bad do you want it? Because at the end of the day, you and I both want the same thing. We want the dream job of being able to inspire others, but also be able to get paid for it. But to go that journey, I'm telling you, it's kind of like, you know, you go 100% and you get like 1% in return. That's gonna be your uphill battle for, I'm gonna tell you, at least a year, you know. So
it took me God, it took me forever to get 100 subscribers. Like I said, like this thing, I'm not expecting to make, like, if I want to get monetized, if I make $1, hey, I get to buy a burger or something. I'm not really, but I know people spend hours and hours to do a video, and that video could be a gold mine or it could be a dud. And then you need to say, well, I spent 4 hours on the video, I got 30 views. I mean, you know, that's the thing. I know a lot of my stuff I don't spend as much. Like I said, I'm here to have fun. Like I said, we're doing a show here. We got me and you, like Austin was an nerd, me and him did the other show. And it helps, you know, helping each other. We're like sort of like a community type thing. You know, we're helping different shows and we learn stuff, different things. I was earlier before here, I was on Basco show. It's called The Hangout. We all hang out. We tell each other ideas. I mean, we got people coming in. I mean, we're not as big as some of these, you know, big dogs up in YouTube and all that. But we're not, you know, if we get that way, if that big, we get that way, you know. Yeah. But I'm not going to stress about it. I right now, there's no way I could spend hours and hours and hours on YouTube. You know, there's people who spend 10 hours in their day on YouTube. There's no way I could do that because I got a job, 4 kids. I got my son's playing football now. That's taking a lot of my time. So tomorrow he's going over his first game over in Vero Beach. So hopefully he'll do good. He's in JV. So hoping, you know, that's going to be it. And then he's going to be back Friday for the varsity game. So that's been taking a lot of my time, a lot of, you know, so, you know, I can't, you know, it's like, well, I can't be here, you know, Fridays are tied up, this is tied up, but hey, but we get, like I said, we try to plan something, you know, on Wednesdays, you know, when we're free, you know, so, and then we're having fun about it, you know. I can't stress it. I can't say, oh, if I don't, this video don't make money, I'm going to be not being able to pay my car. You know, I don't want to be in that situation, you know, because some people are, they are down to a video, and if the video, they've depended on YouTube for a little while, and they've got to the point that they don't know if they can pay the rent if the YouTube video don't. I don't want to get to that point. I want to have, if I get money like that, hey, that's good, but I don't want to be so dependent, because then you're making content just being desperate. You're trying to just throw shit up against the wall, hoping sticks. You know, just and then you die. You're not there what you tended it to be. You know, your little personal fun space and all that. Yeah. Now you made it a job that's you depend on it, and then that job is miserable when you fail, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
But
yeah. One of the things I just had to like come to realization after, you know, just it's been over, you know, it hasn't even been a full year for my time on TikTok, but it's been over a year with the business. But I kind of see both on the same coin, you know, because both are part of the journey. And sometimes, like, if you're in the middle of it, and like, I just feel like I'm just sort of in a desert right now because like I'm behind and I'm very hard on myself on a lot of things. But if you're in the same boat as me, or you're, you know, your job, because it is, for me, my job is social media. But then you got to still, no matter what you do in life, no matter what your job is, you got to ask yourself, because whatever you do, all your energy is going to be focused on what you're most passionate about. But you still have to ask yourself, how much of this is really how much of this is actually serving me, you know? Because like you said, everyone has a life, and you have to make that wager in life. You know, if you have responsibilities, you have a wife, you have kids and all that stuff. So you got to ask yourself, is this really serving me and my family? And if it gets to the point where the answer is a dead no, maybe it's time for a break, or maybe it's time to go back to the drawing board and
Yeah.
be like, hey, how can we
Mhm.
make this a little bit more manageable? Because right now, I don't like it. If it gets to the point where it's no longer enjoyable, you should not be doing it. So that's the
Mhm.
thing. Like, you have to enjoy it. And so I was kind of getting to the
Exactly.
point where I was like, I was no longer enjoying. I was feeling the pressure and being sucked in because it's extremely addictive. Social
Mhm.
media can be dangerous because it's extremely addictive. It's
Very
supposed to
addictive.
be addictive. That's why it's successful. It's supposed to be addictive. And once you're sucked into it, you feel obligated. Once you have some successful videos, well, it's like, well, let's keep going. And then you start comparing yourself with other users. And I'm like, well, they're
Oh yeah.
here and I'm here. If I could just, and the goal is
Mhm.
to separate yourself from your competitors, because it is very competitive in social media.
Mhm.
I would encourage people, the moment you lose, it stops serving you and you become very unhappy, you need to stop. And so I've kind of like, in this last couple of days, I'm kind of like, well, it is what it is. My biggest thing is to fall back in love with what I want to do, and that's to make incredible coffee. And so,
Mhm.
one of my fans on TikTok, they actually, got their coffee recently, and she made a
Mhm.
post about it, and it was just so delightful. So I reshared it. She was making her morning breakfast, and she's like, "This is her first time having a very fancy coffee," you know. So she made
Nice.
coffee, and I just went at it, didn't say anything. But then I had that moment where I was just sort of like, "That's what it's all about," No matter what's going
Mhm.
on, no matter
Back.
no matter how hard I work on a video and it just bombs, and like I'm being shadow banned, I'm not getting all the views. Somebody started their day with my coffee. I'm
Mhm.
like, they
Back to
could have,
basics.
like, it would have been like this. The same could be for, like, you just reached 1,000 followers, which is awesome. Like,
Mhm.
those people, they didn't have to follow you. They could have gone watched another show, but they didn't.
Mhm.
They stuck in and they watched your show. They enjoy your
Mhm.
content. They look forward to you, and that's what matters. And so if you lose
Mhm.
that passion, you're definitely in a dead
Oh yeah.
zone. It's definitely not serving you. It's not serving other people. You're in the wrong. You're
Mhm.
trying to serve yourself. You're trying to gain something that you haven't earned yet. And so I think if you get in that disposition where you're trying to, and that's what I call users that I call hard sellers. You may not be selling a product, but you may be trying to sell out um, your content in a way that is disingenuous to your followers. Like, you want them to, like, you want them to follow you, and you want them to view your content, but do you really care that they follow your content, or they really like your content? Because if you don't, if you just want to get the hit of the view, then you really shouldn't be in this business. You actually don't care about your followers. You really just care about yourself. And so you got to have to sit back and ask yourself the serious question: um, is it really serving you, and does it make you happy? If the answer are
Mhm.
no on both of those subjects, you need to sit back and rethink why you're doing this. So I don't
Mhm.
know. That's just kind of been like my
Yeah.
downtime, like, sequence thing. I don't know if anyone's gonna like really hear this heart to heart, but it is
Yeah.
a thing that if your job is social media, like my job is social media, because if I don't do it, Coastal Cafe and everything else that I do would literally die. So it's very hard um, to be present all the time. So this whole week, I've kind
Mhm.
of like, I haven't posted anything on Facebook or Instagram for months, because I've just sort of been like in this sort of inhabitable zone,
Mhm.
you know.
Well, that's like I hadn't had time. But I've been posting shorts and stuff. So I get, I see. The other day I was over at the Ag Barn, and they just got some brand new Brahma bulls, and like little baby Brahma bulls in there. And I just did a little short video. It didn't take that long because it's so easy. Do that. Put a little a good little. It was a country song. I put it tied in, and the cows were like walking out of the thing. And I got like 2,000 views for that. I thought it was a cool little video. It's like, so I was like, it ain't all about one thing. I try to something, I see something, I try to bring, like I said, I had come good clips of some of the football games so we went to, and there was people like, oh wow, they were like excited, they saw that, they was like, man, in town, it was like, oh, we got to start going to the football game. So I got some people, excited about, I'm trying to, and into that, I'm trying to help, get the people excited. My son's playing, so that's more my passion now. I'm really into, high school football now. I'm trying to get him, push him and all that. So, like I said, that's why I sort of reinvented myself, because I was trying to do this when me and Eric first started, it was trying to do like a show, like a Tonight Show type thing, and it was like that was all it was, and then it was like. And I was like, dude, I could do it more than one thing, because a lot of people don't like wrestling. A lot of people don't like Marvel or something. So it's like, but some people love animals. Some people people love coffee. Some people, they don't give a crap about Marvel, but hey, they want to talk about coffee or they want to talk about this. So and there's so many people I know. So and you get so many more people involved and stuff, and you help each other out in a way, like. Rob, when we had the show with Rob, Rob said he got some people come over his site, never knew about his site. So you helped him out. I felt good. I was like, yeah, I helped a friend out. And he told us a lot of stuff we didn't know about, So actually it was like a learning history. It was like a learning history project for me and you. We were like the students and he was the teacher. So even, on our streams. So I enjoy stuff like that. So we was part of something that people learn. So I learned something, you learned something, and the audience learned something. So it feels like, that we're giving back. We're not just taking, we're trying to give back too. So we're not, that's the goal. Right now I haven't been able to stream much. So this is our first stream. I've been posting like a lot of videos. Everybody's like, man, he likes a lot of it. But the people like it. I keep posting different things so people like them. And then I'll try to post some different people. The chickens, people love the chicken. I got chickens. I love chickens. My kids love chickens. So, and my chickens does funny things. I was like, I have a couple of them where the chickens are underneath and they're looking, doing different things. I was like, if America's Funniest Home Videos was still around, I said I could send that video and I would have probably been on the show. But I said, but people love that, man. People love the animals and stuff. So it gives people a laugh. See that? And it gives them a laugh. So I was like, that's cool, But like I said, it just. That's why I like tonight. We got some people popped in and sitting, and we'll get some people rewatching the show. I mean, we got a million people watching like some of the stream. I know some people you'll see like thousands of people on the streams. I mean, hopefully one day we'll be more and more as it goes. But hey, one person got in there and made them their day. So that's at least that's the main thing. So yeah, that's the cool thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's been just quite a learning experience, so but my thing is stay focused on coffee and try to answer as many questions as I can. So I had a plan to really kind of take the downtime to kind of rethink how I want to how I want to share content on Facebook and Instagram and all that. So, because really it's just not a big, not that it is an opportunity, but like when you start doing well on one platform, you kind of put all your eggs in that basket,
Yeah. I think it froze you up again, Mike. Yeah, I think it froze you up again, Mike. Guys, if anybody got a question in there? Yeah, froze you. Anybody got any questions? Ask Mike. I mean, we're probably on this a little bit longer. I know Mike said he had to do some stuff later on tonight. But
yeah, I do.
If you got any little questions, it could be about coffee products, the flavors, anything, guys. Ask it away. We'll shoot Mike the question up in there, and we'll answer the best we can. And like I was saying earlier, this whole stream, the best thing about the whole stream, I got a good friendship with you. This has been like, me and you have been like really good friends about, with this show and all that. Our friendship's grown and all that. That's one thing I really cherish of this stream alone, and that we get to get on here and hang out and talk. And it ain't all about coffee or work or something. We just talk about everyday life and what's going on in your life and what's going on mine.
like
Good
you never
friends,
know
yeah.
what's the coffee break going to be like a year from now. Like I'm hoping,
Exactly.
and I know like between the both of us, I think one of our goals too is to really have an awesome studio that we can both come to,
Yeah,
so we can
yeah.
be sitting across the table. So that, the support that we get
I
from
mean,
everyone who watches and learns
exactly,
from us is
exactly.
like, because we're both like, I tell people it's such a novelty that we have such different, such different channels and we do different things, but we come together, and that's the beauty about coffee too. You can, you meet people, coffee is sort of like the epicenter, I guess. You can contact one of your friends who works construction and you're into sales.
Mhm.
It's like, hey man, I haven't heard from you from a long time. You want to meet at the Starbucks or whatever, and we'll have a cup of coffee. That's basically
Exactly.
what it is. We're just doing it virtually.
Mhm.
So I really appreciate that.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like Eric, I know Eric's not been feeling good, but he's trying to develop his show too. And, and Eric's a good cook and he wants to do some cooking shows. And
Right.
I'm there. I told him, Eric, I'm there for you, Eric. We're going to push it out once he gets where he's trying to, he's had, his mom passed away. So there's a lot of things happened to him this last summer, but he's, he's playing on it. He had some equipment issues. His computer messed up. So, but he's still got that idea. And I said, Eric, I'm there for you. Whenever we get to think, and we're gonna push you forward, and because he makes some great, because he used to bring me some great food when I was working at Save. Oh my God, you talk about some rum brownies and stuff, and oh my God, and people love that, man. People love seeing the people cooking and sharing things together and stuff. So I can't wait to I get him he gets started, and and he's come on here to show with us too. I mean he's an awesome guy, fun guy, and we have a good time in comedy. That's why I try to get a good laugh. We get a good laugh with each other and everything. So that's why that's why we help each other. It ain't just it ain't all just about you and thing. Help your fellow help your fellow YouTuber, because a lot of people that get on there and then they just toxic and fighting with each other. I try to not bring that on the channel. I mean, everybody doesn't agree on everything, but hey, I like a good discussion, but I don't want to, a solid. I'm pulling up somebody else's videos and then bashing them for their videos. See, I don't want to do that. I'm not into that. I don't want to do that. I'm here to bring people in and grow. That's my goal. So that's my main goal.
Yeah.
But
yep. Yeah.
But guys, anybody watching this, if y'all do have any questions, so after the show's over, put them in the comments in there, because they will pop up. Any comments or during the video, and maybe the next show I look through them. If you got if anything, we'll bring on our next show. We'll talk about it, and hopefully you'll come back and join us again. But you don't have to just comment during the show. I mean, after the show, put some comments, questions, because I can always send them to Mike. Hey, if you're interested in something, I can send you right to Mike. Boom, and he can help you out. And if it's something anything to do with coffee, or Mike's really good in business too, and all that, so he can always I always shoot you his questions right to him. So
yeah, probably the biggest question that I've had over the week and a half has been, when are you going to be restocked with your coffee, because the shop's bare. Like I actually had an order today that I wasn't expecting for other coffees, but definitely by the end of the month. So I'm going to come full force with the new coffees, as well as the seasonal. So being a week behind, the original date that I sent out was the 17th. So a lot of people, I keep getting a lot of the same people revisiting the website, checking on the inventories. But yeah. So if anybody was wondering, especially once the blueberry and the cinnamon roll hit the shop again, do not delay, because I'm telling you,
it's so quick.
I've never had such a quick response the second time. Generally, the second time when I resupply, it's slower than the first time, which makes sense, because when you launch a new product, everyone's quick to buy the first time, right? But no, the second time, that's because when all the first orders went out, when people tried it, they talked about it. And I've had a couple coffee connoisseurs. People have been drinking coffee their whole life, and that's all they buy is specialty coffee. So they have a comparison with other big specialty coffee brands. They tried my blueberry cobbler versus other blueberry coffees they had.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, a couple of them said, this is hands down the best I've ever had.
Eric,
so,
I was trying to bring Erica because he was telling me, he told me about it because he got the blueberry cobbler creamer or something. He said, "Oh my God, everything was amazing." I was hoping he would come on. He could tell us about it. Maybe I can get him on this next show. Maybe next week if we do a show. Because we sort of did this like last minute. So because I want him to tell his story about it, how he was, because he really enjoyed it. So
and by the way, if for anyone interested, I did make improvements on both because so sometimes like when it comes to like naturally flavoring things, the infusion process changes depending on what type of extracts you may be using, and I started using another one just out of curiosity, and the age process is better, so that blueberry really pops. You really get a really good natural flavor. I was sitting across the table with a friend of mine, and we were drinking my coffee, and like it had been at least 4 or 5 days, and it was the first time that, and I have had the coffee straight from the bag, so it goes from the roasting process to the process of being, whether it's ground or whatever. So it had set for a few days properly, which that's what you want after a roast. After a few days, if it sets, it actually the flavor gets better. And so he pours me a cup, I drink it, and I was just sort of like, this is insane how good it is. So I'm really happy with it. So definitely by the 30th or before, these coffees will be back. So,
awesome.
So yeah, a lot of good ones. They'll have the blueberry cobbler, the cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice will be back. The only one we're going to take out is there's one that's called Juice Jasmine we're going to take out because that's out of season right now.
Mm-hmm. Springtime, yes. We bring it back during the springtime. Yeah, guys, and if anything new comes, like I said, we try to do this weekly or every other week. So if Mike's got something new planned or anything, he's going to let you know. And anything he's got something special planned or new flavors, he'll be telling us right here. So, guys. I know we're getting close to an hour mark. I know I got some kids I got to get to bed because I got to get up early in the morning. But like I said, anybody got any questions, please leave them in the comments. Me and Mike will get back with you and answer them as best we can, and try to bring them into the next show next week. So, Mike, it's been a great night. Absolutely. Awesome show, and hope you feel look like you're feeling better, and I know you still got a little remnants trying to get it back. You'll be probably by next week. You'll be 100% ready to go. You'll be running full steam. But
I got it.
And stuff it puts you down, man. It's like I know it feels like you get hit by a truck, and it's you don't just get up and start running right that way. It takes a little bit to get your body get back to full speed. But
Yeah, the worst of it has been like, when you're sick, mornings are the worst for me. So, so I got on this vicious cycle where I'm sleeping in crazy late, but staying up really late because everything gets pushed later. Yeah. And so I have responsibilities throughout the day. And so when it comes to like content creation or working on people's orders or replying to a lot of things. So, so like after the show, literally like the minute after we, get off, I'm going to pretty much start working. Because like I'm so behind, but I'm just like,
that week.
I mean, this is what it is,
Because that week put you behind it because you couldn't do nothing. Put you behind, and you get behind a week.
It was crazy too, because like the second wave of coffee went out, like when we resupplied and we sold out again. So when people got it, they were messaging me back either through the platform or through telling me how good it is. And when, asking a lot of questions, hey, I want to send some to my grandmother. I want, when can I get more? And I was not like when I was as sick as I was and I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Like I pick up my phone here and there and look, but once 4 or 5 days went by and I started feeling better, I realized how behind I was. So now it's just sort of like, oh crap, like we're coming to the end of August, and I need to be ready for September, and we're totally not ready. So so I got a lot to do right after this.
All right, Mike. Well, guys, we're gonna try next week. If that stuff comes up, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, guys. So please check us out. Please share. Try to get more people in here. Hey, we'll. I mean, if we get a lot of people asking questions, we take a lot. We had one show we just pretty much was going for the chat for most of the chat because people were loading us up with questions. So, share with your friends, share Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you can share it on. YouTube, Twitter, True Social, whatever's out there, guys. Share it. Invite your friends and tell them, hey, because we're very friendly with the chat. We like chat. We live in chat involvement. So. And like I said, sometimes if we'll bring in some special guests and different things, so we'll involve the chat with them too. So that's it, guys. Guys, have a great night. If you're in the Okeechobee area, Friday night, 7 o'clock, the varsity football team's playing DeSoto's. I think it's Soto. I think it is. So come check them out. Support the team. If you're in Vero area, come check out the JV team over in Vero tomorrow around 6 o'clock. But so if you can, please come support the team. Volleyball too. Volleyball's been playing. It started this week too. So if you're a big volleyball fan, they got a pretty good team also. So I appreciate it, guys, and everybody have a great night and see you next week.
See you later. Thanks.
See you later.
Away from you. it. Jam on it. Yeah.